Hello, everybody. It is another week, and it is another time for X-Smarks The Spot with me, your host, Richter Hammer. And,
Stop! Hammer time!
All right, we're encouraging you to pick up a hammer and listen to our podcast. So, as we discussed last week, we are going to go through our awards for this week, where we give out little things, that we thought we want to highlight this thing. So, come up with some name for it and just put a little spotlight on it. And then we are going to go through the TLC pay-per-view. We're going to, talk a little bit about the matches, not blow by blow. We're going to just kind of generally, if we like the matches, any, a point or two that we liked or didn't like or whatnot. Yes.
TLCS.
Oh, yes. TLC with S.
No, TLCs.
TLCs. You gotta.
Yeah, it is and S, but I dropped the and because you don't say tables, ladders, and chairs match. You say TLC. You don't say TLAC.
True.
TLACAS.
And for this one, AS. Because and stairs, don't forget.
So the WWE TLCS PPV.
Yeah.
We will not be BRB. Anyway,
Wow.
and as you've heard, joining us are the usual cast of misfits. We have Marcus Shadow over there.
Yo!
We have Chris, a.k.a. The Mole.
Hello, peasants.
And we have the quintessential Jerichoholic, Mr. James Phoenix.
When a man loves a book.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's get right into it.
Jim's his own name.
I know.
Wow.
That's why I was filling in for him. You weren't supposed to know. There's that better. Anyway, so with your first award, take it away, Marcus.
All right, we'll go all the way back to Raw. My award is called the Vintage Award, and that goes to Michael Cole for being a dick to Seth Green on commentary. Because, Cole was a complete douchebag on commentary on Raw. It was kind of uncomfortable, but it was definitely vintage Michael Cole.
He was, but he was overly mean to Seth Green, and it was bad. I don't like seeing Seth Green sad.
Yeah.
Is he going to hang out with Sad Big Show?
He is. And the sad gamer.
And the sad gamer.
It's your stable for TK50.
Yes. The sad guys, I like it.
I now want a T-shirt with I'm in a sad face guy.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, so with your first award, take it away, Mole.
My first award, again on Raw, my one was Ms. Heard. Because they had an acceptance speech. Miz was on the stage doing the acceptance speech, and when the crowd started to chant, "We want Miz Dow, we want Miz Dow," Miz heard it as, "Yes, I hear you. You want Miz now. You want Miz now. You want Miz now," as he's cheering, and Sandow's just behind him, like milking the applause. It's wonderful. And that was the LOL award, which was actually Damien Sandow's award, and Miz claimed it.
Was his. Now it's not.
It was.
At least as per what I saw. But all right, so I'll go through my first award. This is from the pay. Both of mine are from the pay-per-view, just so the viewers know, because I do not normally get to catch Raw and SmackDown as they are not on the network. So my first one was from the Big Show Eric Rowan match at TLC called the Eddie Guerrero Honorary Award, and it was Big Show pinning Eric Rowan with the stairs. I thought that was just reminding me of good old Eddie pinned Ray in one of the Dominic matches with the ladder, and I'm like, I like to see that. It's less unique, because when the first time I saw it with the ladder, I was like, that's a really good idea. And then when he did it with the stairs, I'm like, that's also, like, good thing it's conveniently shaped like that.
It is. I like the fact with Big Show, he just put his weight on it.
Yeah.
Whereas I remember, like back in the day, the one I remember with that was when Jericho did it with Kane when he had the feud with the cup of coffee that spilt on him, and Jericho kept finding ways to beat Kane. Of like he hit a steel stairs into Kane with a chair, and they fall over him, and he's stuck, and that's how he wins. Or dropping a whole set on him just to keep him down in a last man standing match. It's like it was hilarious. But when Big Show does it, it's not like a small guy doing it. It was like, this is a big guy having to hold down all his weight to keep this guy down. It made him actually look good.
Yep.
Ish.
I also like when he wedged the stairs between the ropes. I was like, I didn't know that was physically possible.
I like when he ran through the wall of stairs and screamed, "Oh yeah!"
The wall of stairs thing was kind of cool, yeah.
Now I need to see that scene with that sound effect in there. Where's Mark Henry?
Who knows?
All right, so hopefully with his first award, take it away, Jim.
Jim, stop gymming.
Drum roll, please. Oh wait, we have a drum roll sound effect.
Jim, stop gymming.
I told you I would go when everyone was done with their awards.
Yeah, we did ours.
You did, but you also gymmed when Richter gave you your intro.
Oh, my apologies.
You want us to,
do you want us to complete our awards before you go? Okay, we can do that.
Well, like I said, I thought we went just each person gave all their awards. I didn't realize we were doing one award in this circle.
We are.
Oh, okay, my apologies. Well, I can give one then. That's fine. Sorry, I misunderstood the format. Only because well, 3 of my awards are directly related to each other, so I kind of wanted to give them at once. That was the only reason I was hoping we would do that.
That's fine. To be fair, I think last week we went all in a row, so I can understand the mistake.
Yeah. Well, for right now, I will throw this one out. I will give, and again, I will note that all of my awards are coming just from the pre-show of TLC, because I only caught the last hour of Raw, and there was nothing that I thought was really worth giving an award to, and we're not covering NXT Takeover R Evolution until next week, so all I have is the pre-show. I will give an award, and I couldn't tell whether this was. I couldn't tell if this was supposed to be part of the match or if he just legitimately got confused. But I'm giving a best impression of a bad WWE video game AI to Big E Langston for trying to pin Stardust when he was not the legal man.
Nice.
I mean, Big E wasn't the legal man. Stardust was the legal man, but Big E was not the legal man because Big E went off the ropes, and Kofi, half-assedly tagged him on the arm, and I couldn't tell if Kofi was supposed to do that, and Big E just forgot that he had done it, or he thought that Kofi missed it, so he went for the pin himself. I don't know what happened there, because Kofi, reached out for Big E and, missed, and then he did it again, and he tagged him on the arm, and then Big E got whipped around, and he took down Stardust with a clothesline, and then he hit the splash thing, whatever. He reversed it, and he picked him up, and they did that double move where Big E holds him and Kobe jumps on the top, and they slam him on the ground. Whatever they call that.
Big ending double team.
Yeah, they did the big ending double team, and then Big E went for the pin, and then the ref would be like, no, you're not the legal man, and so he had to get Big E off, and Kofi had to go for the pin. Meanwhile, Goldust is laying half over the apron, waiting to pretend to climb in and try to break up the fall, and has to stand there for a minute, waiting for them to sort out the thing in the ring, and looks like an idiot. So it's look, great job, guys.
Maybe Big E was hoping the referee was racist and twin magic would apply.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I couldn't tell because the way Kofi half-assedly reached out, barely touched Big E's arm. I couldn't tell if he was supposed to tag him and just couldn't reach him, or if Big E, or if he wasn't supposed to tag him and Kofi did that upon himself, or if he was supposed to tag him and Big E was too far from him. I don't know what the hell happened there. But Big E must have thought he was still the legal man, and must have thought the tag didn't go through and not felt it. So that might be why he went for the pin, because he thought the tag didn't go through.
See, Big E could have saved it if he had been aware of his surroundings, because where he rolled out was the same side of the ring that Goldust slid in. He could have easily, as he was rolling out, spin around, grab Goldust, and pull him out with him. Boom, there you go, end of match.
To be fair to Big E, he was never trained by Rish, therefore he never did learn to mind his surroundings.
True. Touche. So you did see the pre-show match, Marcus? The pre-show, Marcus.
They showed it on TLC. They showed the end of the match.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Replay.
So yeah, award to Biggie for trying to pin somebody when he was not the legal man. So that's
Nice.
and the next time you get around to meeting it, I'll give my other 3 awards that are related to each other that I have, and hopefully I'll have my 4th award by the time that happens.
Okay.
All right, so take it away with your next award, Marcus, or all of yours, whichever you choose to do.
Well, we can go one at a time. Yeah, my second award is basically the same thing as Mole's first award, and I called it the Miz Understanding Award. For Miz accepting the LOL Slammy for Mizdow, because that was kind of funny, and before Mizdow came out to accept the award, Mole and I were talking about it, and it's like, Mole was like, yeah, it'd be kind of hilarious if Miz came out and took him. It's like, I was like, yeah, he should do that. And he comes out, that's exactly what he does, and it's just like, yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. I also like the fact we had the same pun, because I said, yeah, I took the award as the Miz heard. And yours was Miz Understanding.
Yep, although it was, I don't know, it felt kind of weird and wrong to me that Sandow is basically Miz's little bitch. Like, he had no problem with Miz taking the award. I'm like...
To be fair, he's paid by Miz to do just that and to be his stunt double and his lackey. Him turning around and saying, wait, no to this would basically be like, I don't know, if someone got so up their own ass, they would tell another professional wrestler or their boss that it's a fucking privilege to be in the ring with me, then whine like a little bitch and fuck off to UFC. But that's just purely hypothetical.
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, too, if he's under contract, then it technically is. It probably is technically Miz's award.
Yeah, because he's Miz's stunt double.
Fair enough.
It is.
Fair enough.
That's how it works.
He's having he's having it on Miz's behalf.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's my second. So back to the hammy one.
All right. So with your next one, take it away, Mole.
This is the last award for me from Raw. I do have 5 awards, but this is my second one. It's my last one from Raw. It's called the Bah Award. Or to do it accurately, Bah Award. And this is for the WWE Universe acting like complete sheep during Raw and only voting the face. So literally every award, even when the heel definitely deserved it, like, oh, this guy deserves to be Superstar of the Year, like Seth Rollins deserves to be Superstar of the Year, he's done the most shit, he's won Money in the Bank, he's done shitloads of stuff, him or Brock Lesnar should have been it, win it, Roman Reigns, who was out for most of the year injured. It's like, really? No, I'm not going to complain about every award that they did, but it still seems a little stupid that a load of people that deserved the awards technically were just overlooked by the fans because they're heels and we're not supposed to pick them. And I'm like, look at you sheep. So that was the sheep award, or the Bah.
Yep. And WWE wonders why heel merchandise doesn't sell.
Yeah, which to be fair, I did predict this very thing in our pre-Slammy podcast when I mentioned WWE's conditioned its audience to think this way now.
Yeah.
Which means it's kind of hurting. I like heel getting the awards, because if a face gets the awards, like the Usos got one, they come out and they, like on the pay-per-view, and they just pose with the awards and that's it. A heel gets one and they fucking milk the shit out of how great they are. And it becomes heel heat.
Mm-hmm. Or use it to win the match, like The Miz.
Technically, he used it to lose the match.
Yeah, but he retained his titles.
He did. It was a moral victory.
Yes, it was.
So over to our lovely, gorgeous, blonde-haired host.
All right. So I actually did think of another award, so now I have 3. But so my number 2 award, couldn't think of any great name, but I call it Post Loses. When during TLC, J&J Security tried to hit John Cena with the table, and he moved when he was outside the ring up against the ring post, and then John Cena moved, so they broke the table over the post, which I would think then don't they have to kick the post out? I mean, he went through the table, but
yeah.
I just thought.
That I made the comment to Marcus during that of if that had been successful, would it have counted? Because technically Cena didn't go through a table, table went through Cena. And this isn't Mother Russia.
Yeah, Rusev wasn't in the match.
Yeah.
Rusev's Russia. Table goes through you.
That's what they need to. That's what they need to do when he goes face. Inevitably, when he turns face, he needs to be using that meme.
He should. Also, minor tip from the dirt sheets. There's a rumor going around that WWE may bring back the European title just for Rusev.
If they're bringing that back, they should put it on Ryback. I honestly believe, because every time there's a Ryback match, you be peeing.
Wow.
Thank you. And I'm allowed to make that comment as I'm European. If any of you do that, it's just racist and hurtful.
I don't think you can, because I believe we had a conversation last night where you specifically pointed out the fact that your country is explicitly not a part of Europe despite being on the continent.
No, I said we're part of Europe. We just don't abide by the EU rules or regulations. Sort of like how America is meant to be part of the world, but yet thinks itself is just the world. Planet America.
America, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we're the heel. That's why.
Yeah.
We gotta milk
I
it.
like the idea that we came up with a while ago. I don't remember if we came up with it on the air or not. About when there was a rumor that they were gonna unify the Intercontinental and U.S. titles and bring out a new belt. I like that idea. Bring out a new belt with interchangeable faceplates, so that whoever is holding the belt has their country's flag on the faceplate.
Yep.
I think that'd be awesome.
Would Cesaro's have 5 different faceplates?
No, it would be the Swedish flag, but
Yeah.
but his name would be in 5 different languages, so his nameplate would be fucking huge.
I thought it would say like WWE champion in 5 languages and have his name once and just his.
Yeah, you could do that too.
And so if like Papa Shango wins it, it just has a question mark. Unless you could think of a better way for parts unknown.
Well, you could always give him the Godfather stuff.
I
And the
could,
Godfather stuff all in one, just to break all reality.
There was no good father.
Only Zool. I will say, with Right to Censor Ivory was fucking hot. I'm just saying.
All right, moving on.
Yep.
All right, so Marcus, take it away with your next one.
How about Jim?
Well, does
What
anyone
about
do
me?
all of his at once?
Yeah, he wants to do all of his at once at the end afterwards.
Well, I can do part. One of my awards is a tie, so I can do half of it now, and then do the other half that's related to the other 2 awards afterward.
One of your awards is a tie. Is it the pink tie that was left by the steel stairs during the Cena-Seth Rollins match?
Unfortunately, no.
Because, yeah, I did point out to Marcus during that match, what the fuck is that pink thing on the floor? And eventually he was like, oh, it's a tie. And I was like, oh, okay.
Why was there a pink tie on the stairs?
Because one of them took it off because they're like, oh, we're about to fight Cena, and if he holds our tie, he'll be fired.
Huh.
There's an old reference for people.
Very nice, very nice.
All right, Jim, your award.
That guy's not even employed anymore. Anyway. So, the first half, my award is Best Nickname of the Week. There's a tie. Both of which, again, come from the pre-show within several minutes of each other. Because they were both good. They come from the god of all nicknames, JBL.
Okay.
The second half is related to the other 2 awards, so I'll get to that. But for the first half, a comment was made during the course of the match by, I think it was King, that JBL needs to stop being so grumpy all the time and being so negative about things. And Michael Cole immediately agrees with this sentiment and says to JBL something to the general effect of, yeah, John, you should be happier like me. You should smile. Look at me. I smile all the time. I'm happy. To which, without hesitation, and I don't know if this was written or if he pulled it out of his ass, but I'm assuming he pulled it out of his ass, without hesitation, JBL immediately snaps down and goes, you're the human Eeyore.
Nice.
Nice.
I laughed my ass off at that.
Yeah, nice. Well, again, you should have screamed at the TV, Jim. He took my job.
Also, yeah, you can't call JBL the king of nicknames because he kind of failed in a more recent nickname, as Mole pointed out, and rightfully so, because he makes a good point. He's the one that started calling Eric Rowan Big Red, to which Mole said he is not big, nor is he red. Big Show is big. He's about average for your standard wrestler.
Yeah. My comment
red,
was he's not in red and his hair is orange, and
Yeah.
Big Red is way too close to Big Red Machine for Kane.
Yeah.
No,
True.
that name doesn't belong there.
True.
Yeah, and now they're like calling him that, so that's like his official like ring name now. It's
Yeah.
like, no, don't do
Yeah,
that.
Well, why not? They're already calling Ryback the big guy, and he's smaller than the Big Show too.
Yeah, but none of that name for Eric Rowan makes sense. Besides maybe the word big, it would basically be like referring to you, Jim, as Captain Charisma. It wouldn't work.
Ha. Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, you're right. Although
Question.
I do think that Eric Rowan, they should go back to using Eric Rowan's nickname that he got a couple weeks ago of the reverse Sheamus, or the upside down Sheamus, whatever it was.
Yeah.
See, that was a good one.
But yes, that was the human Eeyore. That was one half of the tie for best nickname. The other half of the best nickname tie will come up related to the other two awards on my next round.
Ooh.
Foreshadowing.
Yep. I believe he's passing the award to the next person, which would be Foreshadow.
Aha!
But doesn't it have to go back to the host first?
It does. I just really wanted to use that pun.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
All right, so Marcus, go ahead with your next one.
All right, so now we're going into TLC territory. I've called this the "You've Done That Yourself" award, and that goes to Luke Harper. That goes to Luke Harper for cutting himself on the arm while suicide diving Dolph Ziggler, who was holding a ladder. It's like he literally suicide dived Dolph Ziggler, who was holding the ladder vertically. He knocks Ziggler, who releases the ladder. The ladder falls right under him. I don't know where the hell he expected it to fall, and he lands on the ladder, and then he's surprised that his arm is injured. It's like, well, listen, you just human battering rammed a ladder. What did you expect to happen?
There you go.
You couldn't have, I don't know, slide kicked it like a normal person? No, you have to be fancy and suicide dive it and then be surprised you hurt yourself. No, you've done that yourself.
He had his finishers built up. He needed to use his OMG.
I guess. Yeah, unlike Cena in the main event, who apparently forgot he didn't have his finisher built up and tried to AA Seth through the announcer's table, and the announcer's table didn't buckle at all. Seth just literally hit the table and slid off it toward the commentators. That's how not moving that table was.
The table's in protest until Randy Orton returns.
I guess.
You should have finger wagged it.
Nah.
I think Seth was far too dead to finger wag it at that point. But yes, that's my award. Back to Richter.
All right, so Mole with your next award.
This is the one award I have for SmackDown, and that is What Took You So Long? And that is The Ascension Will Rise.
Nice.
Literally, they were dressed in red and black and looked like Legion of Doom had thrown up on top of Ministry Taker. And basically, because they changed that look a bit now, it looks a little weird, but they cut a promo just on, we're coming, and yeah, blah, 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 the Ascension will rise. It was a quick, short thing of just saying, we're coming. But still, what took them so long? Because everyone's been waiting for the Ascension to come onto the main roster, and now we get not the Ascension coming up onto the main roster, so cool.
Yep.
Because I like the original Ascension.
Mm-hmm. Well, half of it's the original Ascension.
Yeah,
Which one's the newer one?
It's not the big tall guy. It's the other one.
Okay.
The one with
And
the
for the
square head is the old one.
And for the benefit of Jim, the Ascension did not rise tonight.
Fair enough.
But my pants did.
Oh.
Yeah, during the Divas match.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And again, during Seth Rollins v Cena, which made me question a lot of things.
Whoa, TMI, dude. TMI.
Hey, I like Jamie Noble.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. Thus, the pants will rise.
Okay then.
I'm kidding. Back to our lovely Rick.
Back to Boltfeld.
For my last award, since I only had 3, I had the Keeping It Real award for Dean Ambrose when during his match with Bray Wyatt when he was looking and he went to grab the ladder and there was a bigger ladder and everyone's like yelling at him to do that one, and he just looks at him and he goes, "I can't carry that thing," and just walks off with the ladder he had. And I just thought that was funny.
Nice.
He's like, "Well, I would, but I can't carry that one." And just I was like,
I missed
wanted him to
that.
grab that. Yeah. It's like, well, I wanted him to carry it, but I like that he like said something instead of just being like ignoring it and just going. He's like, "No, I can't carry it," and just walks. I don't know if it seemed in character, but it's just funny to me. So.
It would have been funny if he said, "I can't carry it," and then he pulled out the Big Show's ladder. That would have been hilarious.
Well, he was grabbing the 20-foot one or whatever already. There was like a taller one than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
And as was shown, he had troubles carrying the one he had.
Yeah.
Because he had to put it down, rest for a second, and then pick it back up and take it the other half of the way.
All right. So then, did you want to save your last two, Jim, or did you want to do them now, or? Because no matter which I pick, it's wrong. So.
Did you want me to wrap up now, or did you want to have the others go?
So you want to do them both at the same time?
Yeah.
3 of them, yeah. I would like to do them at the same time. So if I can either do all 3 now, or if you'd rather wait for me to do it at the end, I can do it at the end.
Why don't you do it at the end? Then?
Okay. Host has spoken.
All right.
Go ahead, Marcus, with your next one.
All right. My next award is the Stacy Award, or the It Exists Award. And it goes to Anatomy of the Stairs. Jim? Richter, you know how WWE likes to do the tail of the tape crap? Like, if it's like the, say, the Elimination Chamber, it's like 17 tons of steel, stuff like that. They did that for stairs because they were introducing stairs as an actual weapon this time.
You stole enough of my awards, damn you.
I told you
I need to stop saying them out loud.
But yeah, it's just like, really, you're doing it with the stairs? And the thing is, unlike everything else, you know for a fact that the so-called facts they're putting up about the stairs is wrong, because they say like how heavy it is and what it's made of, and you know for a fact that because someone like fucking tiny can actually pick it up and throw it around, you know it's not made of that, and you know it's not that heavy.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. The top is, they're like, the top is 200 pounds, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, which I named this award the Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, I like the anatomy of the stairs. I thought it was really hilarious. And that's what I said to Jeff, because I was like 10 seconds ahead of him. I was like, really? They're doing this? That's crazy. I'm going to have to get this award. He's like, what? And I said, do you remember the Elimination Chamber stuff? He's like, yeah. Wait for it. And then the second he starts, I just hear, what?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I agree. Award given.
It was weird, out of place, but yet seemed awesome.
Well, it was weird out of place, but it made sense given WWE's MO, but it was just like, yeah, but these are obviously are not actual facts, whereas the facts for like other things that you've done, other, you know, like the Hell in a Cell, the Elimination Chamber, you could believe those as actual facts given the size of the chamber and really how heavy it is, but you know the stairs one is not real. Give it the fact that like Rey Mysterio can pick on him. Come on.
Speaking of the stairs, he did it when he was in a ladder match. He did it in a chair match. Why didn't Big Show pull out Big Show's stairs?
Yeah.
Yes, that would have been awesome.
It would have made no sense, but it would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing. See, that might have actually made that match enjoyable.
Then it would have gotten the Stacy Amazeballs award.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my award. Back to Richter.
All right. So was that your next one then, too, Mole?
That had been my last one. That had been my other one, yeah. Not my last one, sorry, my next one, yeah.
Okay.
So back to you.
Yeah, so I guess back to Marcus.
Oh, you don't have any more?
No, I only had 3.
All right. I was going to give a runner-up award, but because it's something I thought of during this podcast, but I completely forgot what it was because I didn't write it down. But my last award is the WWE 2K16 award for something I want in the next game. Where Cena used a barricade as a weapon, I'm like, yes, that needs to be in the game. When he goes and walks around by the ramp, hops off the ramp, walks over towards the crowd, and there's a bunch of like barricades set up to hold the crowd in, and they have like tarps over him. He pulls a tarp off one of them, and it's like the old school like Attitude Era metal barricade, and he disconnects it from the rest of them, picks it up, and just uses it as a weapon. I'm like, yes. Why has that never been in a game? That's amazing.
Hey.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then he suplexed him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
All right, so Mole, take it away with your next one.
My last award, I called it Show Off Your Blood. And that was just for Dolph Ziggler being busted open and fucked up so much in the TLC match where you saw the blood on his head and stuff like that. And it seemed slightly funny to name it Show Off Your Blood.
Show me your blood.
Yeah. But yeah, he got fucked up.
Yeah, he did. A lot of the superstars got fucked up tonight.
Yeah.
They did.
All right, so Jim, take it away with your triple threat there of awards.
All right, triple threat of 3 related awards here. So, just out of curiosity, how much of the pre-show did they show during TLC?
Just the end of the match, just the Big E thing.
Okay, and I'm assuming the commentators were talking over it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they didn't actually hear the commentary that was going on during the match. Fair enough. Good. So, this may be the most ridiculous commentary discussion that I've ever heard during a match. That's not the name of the award, though. I just want to make that fact. And I also like to say the fact that despite all this going on, it was actually a really good match. The New Day versus Golden Stardust was actually a good match. And probably the best pre-show match we've had in a while.
And I would have to say I would disagree with that statement.
Okay.
And because I once saw a WCW match in which the commentators ignored the match and just talked about football.
Touche. But in all fairness, I said that I've ever seen, and I never saw WCW.
I know.
Anyway. So, 3 related awards. Yeah, this kind of got a little ridiculous.
After all this build up, it's better be good.
Oh yeah. So, the first award, and I'm not good at coming up with catchy titles for awards, I'm sorry.
You promised last week.
I know. I'm trying.
Break your promise to all one of our listeners.
I know. I'm trying my best here. I'm not good at catchy stuff on the last, but I basically, and this one you probably saw because you again saw the clip, but I went with basically I called it best jarring face paint / ring attire. Goes to Stardust for not only having his costume with a bunch of green on it, and not just like their accents like the red and blue, but like a whole bunch of green on his costume, green gloves, green boots, and bright-ass green fucking face paint.
Yep.
Like, that was ridiculous. Like, I saw that, I'm like, what the hell? And, of course, Cody Rhodes' attire and face paint was immediately the topic of the entire match. Specifically, and again, I don't know if this thing had spiraled out naturally and it just worked out for WWE, or if they actually planned this discussion out in relation to the face paint. Because if they planned this out, props to whoever the writers are for the commentators, because it was very well done. And I don't say that often when it comes to the commentary. But the whole thing really kicked off. A few minutes, they started the match and started going back and forth into the match, and the whole thing kicked off when again to the other tie for the best nickname. JBL stepping up to the plate again. JBL proceeds to make the comment. Look at Stardust is in the match and he's getting beat up by, I think it's Kobe, and they're going back and forth or whatever. In regards to the face paint, Michael Cole says something about the face paint, and JBL proceeds to say, "He looks like the Great Gazoo."
Nice.
Which immediately the Great Gazoo became Cody Rhodes' name for the duration of the match for the commentators. And then to top this all off, we then go to my award for best completely unrelated mid-match conversation, which led to an entire discussion about the Great Gazoo having nothing to do with the match. It resulted in Michael Cole having to look up the Great Gazoo on his phone to explain to the King who the hell the Great Gazoo was.
Wait. He had to explain that of the three people sitting at the table, King's the one who should know who the Great Gazoo is.
You would think that.
I'm going to have to say, wait, they had to look up the Great Gazoo. I'm going to have to say, this has to be planned, especially with the Flintstones movie coming up.
Well, basically, Michael Cole had to look up the Great Gazoo and bring up a picture of him to say this is what the Great Gazoo looks like, and they start commenting on the picture, and King's like, you should, and he's like, and well, first of all, Michael Cole flubs his line, and he goes, it's from the Flintstones comic, at the cartoon. At which point, King proceeds to respond that when they get the picture on the phone and King looks at it, he proceeds to go, you sure he's not from the Jetsons? It looks like he's from the Jetsons. And then Cole's like, no, I think he's from the Flintstones. Like, yeah, the Flintstones, it says so right here. So they proceed to go into this sketch for a while, and then they go back into actually calling the match for about 5 to 6 minutes. And then after that, Jerry Lawler then proceeds to cut in by announcing, oh, look at this, I just got a tweet from Bob Schreck over at DC Comics writing us that there's a WWE Flintstones movie coming out.
Yeah.
See, I feel the second you mentioned that, I was like, it has to have something to do with the Flintstones movie. Although I will say, just a quick poll here with the other two people of Richter and Marcus. Is anyone surprised that James gave an award to a segment in which someone had to look something up? I mean, I'm assuming Jim's watching. He's like, yes, this is my Iron Man match.
So what? Are you giving Cole the honorary James Phoenix Award?
Sure, what the hell.
And I will say, I
kind of have to, because not only did he look something up, but he was referred to as the human Eeyore. I'm kind of obligated at this point.
Yep, you're officially Cole. Enjoy. But no, I will say, I did like calling him the Great Gazoo. That's slightly funny, but I will say, I think Marcus beat it.
Yeah.
The second he looked at him, Marcus said he looks like the Green Lantern.
Yeah, I would call this Lanterns Unite, because I saw it, I was like, with Cody standing next to Dustin, I was like, wait, so basically this is Hal Jordan teaming up with Sinestro. What the fuck?
Yes. And I should mention that Michael Cole's research went further because he then felt the need to mention to everybody, to say to everybody, by the way, do you know who voiced the Great Gazoo? And they're like, no, that was Harvey Korman. Like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's Jim. I knew I never liked Cole. Now I know why.
I know. Now you know. It finally clicks into place. So yeah, that was all. That was to repaint. That was best jarring face paint ring attire to Stardust Green. The tie for best nickname was the combination of Michael Cole being called the Human Eeyore and Cody Rhodes being called the Great Gazoo. And best unrelated mid-match conversation was the whole thing where we're going to look up the Great Gazoo, we're going to talk about the Great Gazoo, and then inevitably we got to promote the movie. So when King started promoting the movie, I'm like, oh, I bet this was scripted. Because at first I'm like, this is too ridiculous to be scripted. Nobody was stupid enough to write this. And then they started promoting the movie. I'm like, oh my god, somebody wrote this, didn't they?
And also, you forgot to give an honorary award to Michael Cole for character you're most related to.
Yeah, there you go.
He's your boy.
Apparently.
He's one of your Stastopias.
What?
They're your fans.
Okay, then.
I'm sorry, I won't accuse you of having fans. My
Fun. All right, then back to Hammer.
Yep. So now that we're done with the awards, we will go into some of our impressions and what we thought of the TLC pay-per-view. TLCS pay-per-view. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like how they felt they needed to take what appeared to be a piece of chalk and draw the stairs next to the logo every time they put the logo up.
I think the only reason they did that is because it's the exact same logo as last year, and that's actually the cheapest way of making a new logo.
True.
I'd like to preempt this by saying prior to the match, when I was talking to Mole because I logged on early, and nobody decided to be Mole's friend today and watch it with him, so I thought I'd do it.
Oh, there's no Crispy today?
No, Crispy couldn't make it, and his brother didn't watch it with him, so I watched it with him. But prior to the match, Mole made a comment about a rumor, which, based on how TLC went, I'm going to say, yeah, it was probably true. And that is that after TakeOver, like, WWE started getting really, really worried, and the talent was like, well, shit, those NXT guys are going to make us look bad, so I guess we're going to have to step it up.
I said that last night, you idiot.
Said to me.
Yeah, I said that last night to everybody.
Yeah, that was the rumor Jim said to us last night, and Kage said to us the night before.
I didn't hear Kage say that. I might have heard Jim
say
it.
Kage said it like almost right after the pay-per-view, and he mentioned about the fruit basket and stuff. But I was like,
yeah, they said Triple H has fruit basket.
I said that, yeah, the people on Reddit did, and I was like, I said that during the first match because I wonder if that's why they're busting open, because they're trying way too hard to be NXT without the talent. However, it's the fact after all the other matches, the fact that it just went all downhill, besides a big cool bit in the middle, was basically like, oh, okay, so you didn't try to beat NXT at all. You were just putting on the same shit.
Right. Before we go, like, in depth with, sort of in depth with the TLC, do we want to give our of the night awards for Raw and whatever, and TLC?
Oh, yeah, for TLC, yeah.
Well, I have them for Raw too, like the match of the night for Raw.
Yeah, I was told we weren't supposed. Oh, I thought we weren't meant to do it for Raw and stuff.
Oh,
because we were just doing the pay-per-view.
Okay, well, I don't have to give it for Raw. That's fine. I'll give it for TLC then. My match of the night.
I was gonna say it's up to Rick.
Okay, sure. What is your call, Hammy one? Oh, host of hosts.
Wait, he's ringing the bell and saying Marcus just submitted. He screwed you.
Marcus.
Anonymous GM.
Yes.
But yes, do you want to go with the Raw?
Jim has to read with the laptop.
May I have your attention, please?
Yeah, do you want me to give Raw awards or just TLC?
You can do Raw. I mean, there were some awards from there, so I wouldn't mind it as long as it's not like, the whole thing.
No, it's just match of the night and promo of the night.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. My match of the night for Raw.
That wasn't the question I was on about. He said, do you want to go with the awards first, or do you want to go with the recap first, or what? And I said, ask Rick. It's his show. It's his baby.
Fair enough.
His baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back show.
Let's go with the recap first.
The recap first. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, Hammy one.
All right. So, did you want to talk about the pre-show at all, or no? I
think Jim pretty much covered it with his awards. But we were just going to talk loosely with like the final opinions and shit.
Okay. So.
John, you want to just mention one thing in relation to the pre-show because I don't know when.
No.
Fuck you. The other thing, because besides the match, the other relevant thing that happened, and again, I don't know. I just want to ask for the record, who were the tag team champions?
Missed out.
The tag team champions. Oh.
No, Mizdow. Okay, so because there was a segment during the pre-show where Miz and Mizdow met up with Naomi backstage. I don't know if they showed that during the show.
They did.
But, yeah. So they met, and basically, as Mizdow was of course doing the actions, Miz basically told Naomi that your husband's just jealous of you. He's always gonna be there to always love you, but this is a one-time opportunity for a record contract that I can get you. And she was all like, "Well, you mean even if you lose, you're gonna answer me?" Like, well, I didn't say that. You see, when I'm in a good mood, I help people, and I'm in a good mood when I'm champion. So I would say if I'm the champion at the end of the night, you'll get a record contract.
So I wonder if that means she's got a record contract. Oh God, are we going to turn her into the next Jillian?
Oh, possibly.
Well, they got to do something with her. She can't wrestle.
Yeah. Well, I guess the question's going to depend on the quality of her voice. She'll either be the next Jillian or the next Lillian.
Jillian, they just combine them.
Yeah, but wasn't Jillian actually a pretty good singer, but they had her send it up for the bit?
Well, yes. Whereas Lillian is generally a pretty good singer, and she just has a habit of fucking it up when she's on TV.
Yeah.
So basically, her singing works the same way as the invisibility in Mystery Men. It doesn't work if you're looking at her.
That's not fair to Lillian. She's done actually other things a lot of times, and she's got a great voice. It's just sometimes she gets a little nervous on TV, I think. To be honest, her singing is really not that bad. It's more the announcing itself she botches.
Fair enough. And who else they outdated reference? Check.
Ah.
Fair enough.
Make outdated reference. Challenge accepted.
Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
Mm-hmm. I will also mention that they did also show the anatomy of the stairs during the pre-show.
Fair enough.
Was it a different anatomy?
Not that I know of. They were like, the stairs weigh 2,800 pounds. They could do, you could do this with them, whatever. They were going over everything.
They should have done it like the Matt Facts. It should have been stairs only drinks chocolate milk.
Ha!
And stuff like that. That would have been fucking hilarious. I would not have stopped laughing. Especially with like a minute or so of just random stair facts, and they're like a cross between Matt Facts and Chuck Norris jokes. That would amuse me.
Oh my god, that's it. That's why Table didn't break. Table was pissed at Stairs for getting all the attention for the night. And so it's like, fuck this, I'm gonna steal a spotlight. Boom, not breaking.
Yeah, Table's just upset with it to become the Genetti.
Yeah, pretty much.
Table's upset that Orton didn't come back tonight.
Where's my Orty? That's what it said.
Yeah.
But yeah, TLC, as Mole said, the first match was pretty good. It kind of went downhill from there. I mean, there was a good match in the middle, and then it ended like shit. And what the hell was up with Ambrose and Wyatt being the main event? Why was, I don't know, Cena and Rollins not the main event?
I agree.
Yeah, that was my question, because like I said, I couldn't see the pay-per-view, but I was at work, and of course on my phone, every so often the WWE app would go off informing me that, oh, so-and-so won this match. And it was like a quarter after 10 Eastern Time, and I got this text like, John Cena defeats Seth Rollins in a chairs match. And I'm like, what? Is the pay-per-view over already? It's never... Okay, I understand. Sometimes it ends early, but it's never ended that early. What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The only thing that would have made the pay-per-view at least watchable for what it was would have been when Seth Rollins hit Table and Table no-sold it if it had kept the lollipop in its mouth. That would have been awesome. Although I believe you said Dolph was doing that with chewing gum.
Seth had chewing gum.
Oh, Seth Seth was doing that with chewing gum.
Yep.
Yeah. Or if when Table no-sold, the Table immediately popped up and went...
Yeah. But yeah, TLC overall, the first match was over. The first match was pretty good. Not the best match, but it was pretty good. The match afterwards was pretty good with the tag teams and stuff, and I thought that was kind of cool with Miz smacking the helmet and stuff. But it just started to go downhill. Like it was like good match, okay, pretty watchable match, stairs match.
Yeah. It's like WWE forgot what its product was, and it was trying too hard because it got scared by its younger brother NXT. And it's like, well, it's TLC, so therefore, if we actually want to try with this one, we need more weapons and more blood. It's like, no, how about actually putting on a decent match and incorporating the weapons into the match cleverly? But no, they just said, go beat the shit out of each other with more weapons and blade yourself. Good job.
Technically, I don't think they bladed themselves because isn't that illegal now?
Yeah.
But yeah, they did use loads of over-the-top stuff with the weapons, but... Overall, if I had to give the pay-per-view a score on a scale of 1 to 10, I would go more with a 6. 6 or a 7, because there was some good stuff, but there was a lot of bad.
I can agree with that. I agree with your rating. El Richter.
Yeah, that seems fair. I thought, it did, yes, seem very Attitude Era-y, where there was just kind of like weapons there. And I think there was some good like spots, but none of the matches were really that interesting for me.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't seen most of the build-up, so.
I will also say that they did something which I'm going to be the one to say this, but they did something that the Attitude Era actually got right. They got wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Who remembers in like TLC when Jeff Hardy, and I know this will be hard for some people, he jumped off a lot of shit. When Jeff Hardy jumped off the ladder through the table, he was fucking dead afterwards. So was the other person. What he didn't do is get up and do it again. Through a different table. That makes it less impressive because it means, oh, you survived. Okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that was pretty bad. It's like, oh my god, he's broke him in half. And he climbs up and jumps off. So I made the joke to Marcus of, oh my god, he's broke him into quarters. Because it was pretty bad. You can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want people to buy that jumping off a ladder and putting someone through a table is strenuous on both who you're putting through the table and yourself, don't do it more than once.
Yep, and I just want to mention, since no one gave an award to it, I don't think... Did anyone have the last match as their match of the night?
The Ambrose one? No.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure, because I wanted to say... How fucking stupid was that ending? He pulls a cable of a TV and it explodes into his face? No, like Jim said, that's not how TVs work. And like I said at the time when it happened to Marcus, I was like, what the fuck was that? That was stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, what? What was stupid? No, I don't see anything that stupid. Boom, explode. Oh, yeah, that was stupid. And I'm like, yeah, that was very fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was also surprised that was the main event. As you said earlier, I was like, oh, that... Because, I mean, I didn't realize at the time, when I thought about it afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, of course there's no, like, title match. But I was like, wait, why was that the last one? Not, like, any of the title ones. And I was like,
the number
I
one...
thought it was funny. Well, okay, when he first pulled, I was like, is he going to pull out the cords? And then I'm like, oh, is he going to, like, run and it's going to get stuck? And then he's going to, like, decide not to use it? And then he did that, and I was like, ah, and then he, like, ran again, and I was like, okay, he's going to pull, and then it just, like, sparked, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like,
and the Cena Seth Rollins one makes more sense as the main event because it was the one that was most built up. It was the one that was the most focused of the shows, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And it had Roman Reigns return. You had an injured superstar return. Two people fighting for the prize of the biggest prize in the industry at the WWE title. You had the best build-up, and what you do, you waste it midway through the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but if you look at the superstars who are actually on the card, that match probably had the two best superstars on that card.
It did have the two biggest star power, at least.
Well, I was talking about an actual ring skill, because Cena's gotten better as of late, and Seth Rollins is actually really good.
He does, but I would make the case of the one that had the people with the best overall skill in the match would have been the tag team, because it had the Usos and Miz.
That's true.
And I do like Damien Sandow, but I really like Miz.
Yeah. I was disappointed with that match. I mean, I understood why they ended it the way they did, but I was like, oh, I wanted to see a full-on match. But it's like, nope. Miz tells you to fuck off with your full-on match.
To be fair, he kind of had to rush through it after they hurt the Moneymaker, because his profits was just going to go downhill.
But they only hurt the stunt doubles Moneymaker.
I thought they also hit Miz in the face, because that's why they said, oh my god, his Moneymaker, when Miz went down holding his face.
Oh, yeah, okay, I must have missed that part. Fair enough.
They did.
But yeah, it's like, I understand they want to push Ambrose, but I'm sorry, given his most recent matches and stuff, if you can even call it that, it's like, the way they're booking him, he's complete shit. And Mole has said before that Ambrose actually has talent, but you wouldn't know it by the way WWE is booking him. And it's just like all it seems like, and we've said this before in the previous pay-per-views. It seems like the way they're booking Ambrose is weapons for weapons' sake, and it's like that's not the way to use Ambrose. If he's actually got talent, let him use the talent. You want him to use weapons, that's fine. Let him incorporate it. Yeah. I have a feeling he's probably skilled and talented enough that if you said go out there and do your best and do an actual wrestling match, but fuck it, you're the lunatic fringe, grab a weapon and whack Bray Wyatt over the head with it a couple times or something. He could probably find a clever way to incorporate that, because I get the feeling he's probably, in terms of like innovation in that respect, probably on a level similar to that of like Jericho or something. I get the feeling he could probably do some pretty interesting and what the fuck stuff with some of the weapons. But when you tell him to go out there and just weapons for weapons' sake, it doesn't look good at all.
It doesn't. Well, I will make the case of I don't like that. I don't like how they're booking him. However, to be fair, it is getting him over in a massive way.
It is. That makes me sad. Because he should be getting over for the same reason Punk and Bryan initially got over. Because they could wrestle and people enjoyed watching him wrestle. Not because oh my god, weapons!
To be fair, didn't Daniel Bryan only really get over massively just because he came up with a one-word chant?
I think that's what pushed him over, but I think originally the reason people were getting behind him, aside from the whole,
Yeah, in the ring, Daniel Bryan was great, but they only started to push him after the yes, yes, yes took off. Because before that, he would lost to Sheamus in 18 seconds and stuff.
WWE started pushing him after that, yeah, but I'm talking about the fans getting over with the fans. He started getting over with the fans. A big reason was because of the whole underdog thing with NXT. But then when they saw that he actually had talent and they saw what he could do, they were from behind him. They were like, give the guy who can actually wrestle a chance. And then when WWE started giving him a chance and they gave him the yes, 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 yes thing, that's when he shot off. But it's like with Ambrose, they're not even allowing the crowd to see that he has skill. They're just like, hey, the crowd like weapons. They're bloodthirsty. Give them more weapons. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that. It's like if he has talent, I want to see his talent. I want to see him wrestle, and then let him go nuts with the weapons. I'm okay with that.
Fair enough.
And Jim is awfully quiet.
I mean, I was listening to everybody's opinions because I didn't actually see the show.
Yeah,
so.
But I thought you might have an opinion on Ambrose and stuff, since that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, nice to actually see him wrestle. It feels like a shame, through all his Rollins feud and everything else, that they're kind of making him the Stone Cold, where he's more about the striking and the sneak attacks and this, that, and the other thing. But last time goes, at least Stone Cold did occasionally actually wrestle once in a while, like the match with Bret Hart. Yeah. They're not letting Ambrose actually do the wrestling. They're trying to make him like an Austin, what they think made Austin popular, without giving him the more rounded persona of what Austin actually was.
Well, what made Austin popular was the fact that they gave him an instant impact finisher that he could do out of nowhere, the stunner. That's what made him popular, the fact that he would just come out, stun people, and leave. It wasn't because I think a common misconception of Austin, and it sounds like it even pervades WWE, is I think a lot of people feel since he was the Attitude Era, it's like, oh well, he must have used weapons and stuff a lot. He really didn't. His weapons were primarily whatever he drove out in, and then he would get in the ring and beat your ass. He very rarely used weaponry. He used his fists more than he used weaponry, and his trademark was the stunner. That's what got him over, was the fact that he spit in the face of authority, and he had a move that could come out of nowhere. Which Ambrose has a move that can come out of nowhere, the Future Shock, but
which I will say, which people may disagree with, which is cool, and that's cool. I will say, I preferred him as Ringmaster.
Austin?
Yeah.
I never saw the Ringmaster, but I heard of him.
I liked him. I mean, he had everything right. He was doing all the wrestling right, and he had Ted DiBiase with him as a mouthpiece. It was awesome.
Nice. But yeah, I think they're using Dean Ambrose as their answer to all the people of our age who are saying, we want the Attitude Era. And it's like, this isn't even the Attitude Era. This is just gratuitous violence for the sake of gratuitous violence. And yeah, people could say that about the Attitude Era, but it wasn't this far.
To be fair, they had matches that were this far.
Yeah. But But I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. To me, at least the Attitude Era wasn't.
It didn't feel like it stuck out as much because they did that a lot.
Well,
where here it seems like
Yeah.
they do it and it feels more out of place in the current.
It does.
It does because of PG, but also I think in the Attitude Era, while they have gone this far and they've done, uber crazy shit and stuff, I don't recall ever in the Attitude Era them doing a match like this specifically for the sake of weapons and fuck the wrestling. In the
They
Attitude
made
Era,
a whole title for it. Called the Hardcore title.
The greatest title.
Hell,
yeah.
hell, I like Mick Foley as a personality, but let's face facts. All Mick Foley was basically go in there and be thrown into shit.
This is true.
Which, yeah, like Rick said, it's more noticeable now because you don't get it a lot, but I don't think they're doing it for the Attitude Era fans as much. I think it may be where they realise they're on that cusp where a load of the John Cena fans who have been supporting him for years have now aged.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking they're probably going to do that for them because they'll want to see all of this. And I think the other reason it may stand out more, at least for me personally, it may stand out more now. It's like if I go back and watch my Attitude Era DVDs and VHS tapes and stuff, I can't sit through most of that because it's pretty bad. It was good while I was a teenager and I thought stuff like that was cool, but now that I've grown up and I've got past that, it's like it's not that fun to sit through anymore for me.
Right. Absolutely. But I think even with the hardcore title, while that was the primary purpose of the hardcore title, those who fought for the hardcore title still had regular matches. They still put on, they put on a show and showed that they could wrestle. Whereas Ambrose, I mean, seriously, his entire solo career, for the most part, has been match after match of shit like this. It's like they've, in his one-on-one, they've never actually let him wrestle. And I'd even go so far as to say, I prefer Ambrose when he was with the Shield, because at least back then, he actually fucking wrestled.
Yep.
I mean, in his solo career, I mean, if you look at it, he has not once had one complete match as a solo wrestler that I know of, unless it was like on SmackDown, because I don't watch SmackDown. But I've not seen one complete solo match with him yet. That didn't end, fucking retardedly. Like, I'm sorry, this match tonight, I don't even consider that a complete match because of the stupid ending to it.
Yep, I didn't like the ending. I would make the case that arguably this one wasn't as much weapons for the sake of it as some of his other matches. This one was stupidly with like the tables and jumping off shit and all that, but it wasn't to the point of bringing out like a drill and like a doll of Seth Rollins and all that crap. It was just like, you're just doing this now for prop comedy like Carrot Top.
True, but all the offense in this match, or like 95% of the offense in this match, was all foreign object offense, which I'm like, the match should not be that way. It should be like 20% foreign objects, and the rest should be you beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
And maybe that's me getting older. I don't know. Again, like you said, growing up from watching the Attitude Era to now, but I don't know. I just, it's like, I like seeing weapons. It's cool, use weapons. I'm all for that, but you got to do it in moderation. And maybe I'm just mature to the point now where I would prefer to actually see some skill in the ring and actually see a match. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I already said what I thought.
Maybe Richter can comment on that since we're both the same age here.
Don't insult Richter. He's younger than you.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I got your back, Hammy.
Oh, thanks. Like, I don't know, because I still, at least in the games, I still like using the weapons, and I was.
Oh yeah.
Put myself.
I love you. I love using them in the games. I love using the weapons in games, just destroying people with all the weapons in the games. But for me, that's more like GTA. Like, I enjoy shooting up a neighborhood in GTA, but I don't want to go on the street and do that unless there's Christmas carolers.
Yeah.
Or Marcus.
Oh, well, let me ask you this, Richter. When you're watching a match, like especially like with TLC tonight, do you find that you're more interested in actually seeing a solid match where the combatants actually have skill and can tell a story? Or do you find yourself being drawn to more of the weapon type stuff, more of the bash people over the head with a chair type stuff?
To be fair, there is no
Probably.
bash people over the head with a chair type stuff. That
No.
moved been banned.
Well, over the back, then.
For the most part, yeah, I'd rather see wrestling. But definitely, like, whenever if they do bust out a weapon, usually that's like, if it's in a couple times, I'm okay with that, because a lot of times that's like a really good spot where you're like, oh, that looked cool. But yeah, if they do it a lot, then you're like, oh, they're just doing that to, kind of cheapens it. Like when Wolf said earlier about going through the table 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It's like I don't want to not see weapons, because
Right.
but it's like even back before the Attitude Era and stuff. I loved it where like now and again you'd get a matchup like say Kevin Nash when he was Diesel versus Shawn Michaels. I loved that no disqualification match where you got them doing wrestling and techniques, but then at the same time you'd get them like throwing each other into stairs and into the announce table and stuff, and it's like, ooh, that makes it feel more intense. But it's sort of like, ironically, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it's almost like cooking.
Okay.
I would argue the weapons are the garnish, but you still need a main meal.
Yes.
No one wants a plate of just garnish.
Exactly. Yes, that's actually a great comparison there. I agree and approve of that comparison. That's exactly what it is. It's like having weapons in the match is like having a ghost pepper. If you have too many ghost peppers, it's going to overwhelm the dish.
What did the pepper die of?
Heat.
I would have killed X-Pac years ago.
Yeah.
Boom! Multiple different puns, one after the other. Haha! Banter.
Wow.
Exclusive on the Richter Hammer show.
Yeah, I feel that's what it's doing right now with the weapons, because they're doing a lot of weapons for weapons' sake. Is I feel that it's overpowering what should be the main attraction, which is the wrestling. And I know, Vince and WWE is all like, oh, but we're wrestling entertainment. It's like, yeah, but seeing two guys beating the crap out of each other with weapons non-stop for a half an hour, that's not entertainment to me.
So what you're saying is it's world wrestling entertainment. It's not that entertaining, there's not that much wrestling, and we still don't have the network in the UK, so they've said fuck the world. No, none of that name makes sense at all. It's almost like Big Red.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know. I've often said that sometimes I feel that Vince kind of lives in the Attitude Era, based on some of the choices I've seen made. Again, I don't know. All these have been choices he's made, but
to be fair, a lot of fans do too. Because it's true, it's like having Cena beat The Rock was important, because sadly, a load of people like, yeah, well, if Cena was around during the Attitude Era, he wouldn't have made it. He would have just been a fucking like opening card, and he would have just been jobbing to Billy Gunn. It's like, no. He was better than Billy Gunn and all fucking mid-carders. I will give him props for that. It's like we're based on, because they're like, yeah, no one in the Ruthless Aggression era would have made it in the Attitude Era. Are you honestly, do fans honestly believe that someone like Brock Lesnar would be jobbing to Road Dogg? Or X-Pac would suddenly defeat Brock Lesnar? No one would buy that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. What does Jim think? If he's there.
Not bad so far.
That's not an opinion.
That's not even relevant.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. On the... I didn't see the pay-per-views. I don't know much your opinion on that.
Well, we're not talking about the pay-per-view.
No, we've been talking like 10, 20 minutes or so just on non-pay-per-view.
No, okay. Because I heard the part about Ambrose as a whole. I didn't know we moved on from that.
We were still kind of on that, but we would talk about wrestling
Yeah, it
and
spawned
using
off.
weapons for the sake of
Right. Weapons. Yes, I did hear that part. Okay, sorry. I thought we moved on from that. Okay. As well, I think, yeah, for the sake of using weapons, you shouldn't do it. I think weapons can help enhance a storyline, and it can, once in a while, it's okay for shock value, and I think you can use it to enhance a storyline to make a feud seem really intense, but not if you're doing it all the time, or if it doesn't seem like the feud needs the weapons and they're not important to the feud, and it's not like something that should be there. And it feels like these guys wouldn't be using these weapons, or it feels like this is just because, oh, it's a weapons match. Like, it feels like these guys really hate each other. They've got to build it up to a weapon-type match. It's like, these guys hate each other. We've got to have an Extreme Rules match because these guys can't be contained inside a regular match or something like that. It's fine. But you can't do it with, especially with someone like Dean Ambrose, or anybody for that matter, but when you're using somebody like Dean Ambrose the way you are, you can't do it all the time, or that's going to hurt that superstar's credibility in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, you know what they should do with Ambrose, because I think they're using him completely as fucking wrong. They're trying to go, the whole lunatic fringe thing. I think they're trying to go with the unpredictability of the, what's he going to do next. But the problem is they've gone away from the what's he going to do next to what weapon is he going to use next. And I think if they'd, because they started with the what's he going to do next, but then they just spawned him off completely into weapon territory. If they'd have stuck with what's he going to do next and built him kind of like a one-man DX, I think that would have worked a lot better.
That would have been good.
Because if you look at DX, a lot of the stuff was what are they going to do next? Because you didn't know what they were going to do next in the face of authority, And even though some of the in PG DX, as kind of hokey as that was, a lot of the stuff with Juvenile, they were still going with the what are they going to do next, not what weapon are they going to pull out next. Of course, that kind of wouldn't work with DX because all Triple H ever carries with him is a sledgehammer, but still.
No, PG DX boiled down to what cock joke are they going to use this week?
Right, but it was still of what are they going to do next, as opposed to, what form of violence are they going to use next? It's like, no, and I think that would have worked better for Ambrose's unpredictability. Instead of weapons, turn him into kind of like a Dark Stalker type character, like a Sting or something like that, where it's like, like Sting Undertaker style, where he's like in the shadows, or he's, make him like the creepy, like, fucking like Jack Nicholson from The Shining type character, where he's like stalking Bray Wyatt and he does different things to Bray Wyatt and stuff, as opposed to, this week he's going to bring out a hammer, next week he's going to bring out a drill, next week he's going to bring out a pair of forceps. It's like, really?
Yeah, what they need to do with Dean Ambrose, in my opinion, especially with the Bray Wyatt feud, because there's no Wyatt involved, there's no authority to screw it up, there's no one to do outside interference or anything. Put him in a cage match. Thus, he can't access the weapons anymore.
Aren't there still weapons under the ring in a cage match?
Yeah, but if you go outside to get one, you've won the match.
Marcus, you're thinking of a cell match, Dippy.
Oh. Yeah, you could do that. I don't know. I just think they need to ditch the weapon thing altogether and just have them bust out once in a while. Like, this is TLC, so fair enough, weapons. But again, don't do the whole match.
Yeah, that's why I said, because of how they've been doing it so far, they should end it like Royal Rumble or something, in something like a cage, something that confines them so they can't use the weapons. Yeah. So they can use the excuse of, okay, you're not going to be assaulting Bray the way you were, but you also don't have TVs to explode in your face and cost you a match.
Yeah.
But I think we've exhausted that bit of topic.
Watch. That'll happen. Watch it. That'll happen. And the wrestling the Magic Kate's pyro will go off in his face on the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
So should we go into our awards and then wrap this up?
Didn't we already do awards?
It's up to Ricky.
Like the match of the night type awards.
Oh.
Yeah. Match and promo of the night.
Fair enough.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Did you want me to do Raw or just stick to TLC?
That's up to everyone else's.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right. Well, since I have it, I might as well. My match of the night for Raw, Charlotte versus Natalya, because Charlotte on Raw, and she faced Natalya. That match was awesome, albeit short. Not as good as a Takeover one.
That match was not awesome. That match was getting to the ring, do 3 reversals and then a submission. It was way too fucking short. That disappointed the shit out of me.
I didn't see that, but I can only imagine. They compare it to her match with Sasha Banks on Takeover, which we'll be talking about next week.
Yeah, it was still awesome to see Charlotte on Raw, and it was still the best match of that night because the matches that night were not good. And my promo of the night for Raw goes to Roman Reigns saying he's going to be back because that was actually a pretty good promo. Match of the night for TLC is Nikki Bella with Brie Bella versus AJ Lee for the Divas title, which for those keeping score, Nikki wins.
Stop
And
taking my awards.
And that was actually well done, that match. Because you had Brie intentionally get herself kicked out so that AJ would be not paying attention to Nikki, and then Nikki beat her. So that was kind of cool. And promo of the night, TLC goes to Roman Reigns after he came back, saying, "See, I told you I'd be back."
Nice.
And basically putting the WWE universe on notice for the Rumble. Basically saying, you liked what you like the damage I caused last year. Wait till you see what I do this year.
Yeah. People were surprised that he was there at the pay-per-view because he's related to The Rock, which means when he says I'm back and I'm never going away, it means you won't see him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, it's true.
Or you'll just see him via satellite.
Yeah.
But no, I was surprised he actually showed up tonight because I thought he was supposed to be out of action for at least another month.
Yeah. And like I predicted, I think he actually will beat his record at the Royal Rumble just because isn't it supposed to be a 40-man, so there's going to be more people he can eliminate.
No, they canceled those plans, actually. It was going to be a 40-man match because it's in Philadelphia, and they were going to throw 10 ECW legends in there to take advantage of the locale, but it didn't work out, so they nixed the whole idea, so it's back to a 30-man Royal Rumble.
Fair enough.
So yeah, those are my of the night awards. To the mole.
Mine was, as I mentioned when I said he took one of my awards again, was the Nikki versus AJ. Because like I said, I really loved the ending where she takes out the perfume sprayed in her eyes. It was like vintage heel, basically. It's like the brass knucks style. It's like old school heel. But the whole match itself, in terms of quality, was actually really fucking good. Especially on when you compare it to stairs match or chair match. But my promo, my promo of the night went to Total Divas, the announcement trailer for Total Divas, because that looked awesome. You had all the divas with fireworks going off. It looked like Randy Orton's old pyro, while doing superhero poses as it spelled out divas. It was awesome. I was like, that's just wonderful.
Yeah, that was a good promo.
Nice.
And I must mean Jim doesn't have any of the night awards because he hasn't watched it. Yeah, I know. I figured Rick would end it because he's the host.
Yep.
True, but I was thinking if you started it, since we were going in the same order, it was you, me, Rick.
Fair enough. Take us home, Hammy one.
I didn't really have any of the awards just because I only saw the pay-per-view and
yep.
Great.
Well, the of the night was for the pay-per-view specifically, so.
Yeah, well, there wasn't anything that great.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, so there you have it. There's our recap for TLC. Unless there's anything else anyone would like to add.
Nope.
No. All right. So had a good discussion there of how we think people are going with weapons and what they're doing with Dean and Ambrose. And so if anyone listening has any questions or comments, please feel free to put it in the comments below, and we will address those in due time. And I'd like to thank everyone here for joining me today.
You're most welcome.
You're welcome. We
All
want Miz now.
And it was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Well, so I'd like to thank everyone for listening in, and join us next week for some more X-Smarks The Spot with me, Richter Hammer. Good night, everybody.
NXT.